Divine. Former top MCSO chief Russ Skinner was sworn in this afternoon, rising above a pool of 8 candidates to replace Paul Penzone, who left the office before finishing his term.
12 News journalist Joe Dana has been covering the sheriff's office for more than 20 years and introduces us to MCSO's newest chief.
With 3 elections this year alone and an unresolved court order in the Melendrez case, the new sheriff steps into a high-pressure job.
He's a homegrown sheriff.
And I'm very attached to the agency. I'm very mindful of the agency.
The son of an MCSO employee, Russ Skinner began his career as a deputy over 3 decades ago and rose through the ranks to reach this moment.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 On Thursday, the Maricopa County Board voted 4-1 for Skinner to serve the remaining 10 months of Paul Penzone's term.
What you get with me is I will communicate. I will be transparent. My door is open.
Skinner was a sergeant and lieutenant during the controversial years of Joe Arpaio.
I think one of the newspapers put out that I was an Arpaio loyalist. I don't think that's a fair statement. I was an employee of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
Skinner inherits costly court mandates resulting from civil rights violations during Arpaio's tenure. The office is still not in full compliance.
If you look at my history, in October of 2013, I was the first lieutenant sent down to help implement the federal court order. I've been committed to the court order and the reforms.
Is there a timeline to shut the door on finishing the court orders?
I can't give you an estimate of when that'll happen. All I can tell you is that the agency will aggressively work towards the compliance efforts.
Where are the votes? Where are the votes?
Skinner must also ensure 3 elections during a presidential year run smoothly. False conspiracies and threats against elected leaders followed the last 2 elections.
Last year, we geared up for Super Bowl. Well, our Super Bowl this year is the election campaign or the election process. We are having planning meetings.
Skinner did not say if he'll run for re-election later this year, but he may have a political dilemma. A registered Republican for 36 years, he became a Democrat in October, one day after Paul Penzone announced he was leaving. The board had to appoint a Democrat in Penzone's place. Skinner says he is by nature apolitical.
But I'm committed to continuing out the rest of his term as a Democrat, because that's what the people wanted.
And by the way, Skinner's swearing in represents a major pay cut. As Penzone's chief deputy, Skinner made more than $200,000. As sheriff, he'll make less than half that salary. Joe Dana, 12 News.